Good afternoon, friends. In last lecture, I have discussed the moist heat sterilization and the some part of chemical method of sterilization. That is the sterilization by heating with bactericide. Next, we will see the gaseous sterilization. Yes, in gaseous sterilization, in this method, the article are subjected to sterilization by using a toxic gases, and the gas is penetrated quickly into the material like steam. So the sterilization is effective. Yes, what I am saying, in gaseous sterilization, the subject or the article which is to be sterilized, and the sterilization is carried out by use of toxic gases. In this, the gas is penetrate quickly into the material like steam, so the sterilization is effective. But here, in case of gaseous sterilization, there is chances of what? There is chances of explosion, and also the cost factor are to be considered. Yes, in gaseous sterilization there is chances of explosion, and also second thing, that is the cost factor is also considered. Next, the gases are used for sterilization are very poisonous, and the commonly used gas, it is ethylene oxide. Keep in mind, yes, what I am saying, the commonly used gas for gaseous sterilization, it is ethylene oxide with a combination of carbon dioxide. Yes, commonly used gas, it is ethylene oxide with combination of carbon dioxide. Then the carbon dioxide is added to minimize the chances of explosion. Yes, why carbon dioxide is added? The carbon dioxide is added for what? In order to minimize the chances of explosion. Then in this case, the sterilization is done with chemical in gaseous state. In olden days, the formaldehyde was very commonly used, but now it has been replaced by ethylene oxide. In olden days, there is use of what? Mostly used, that is formaldehyde, but nowadays the ethylene oxide is mostly used. Then beta propiolactone is a new chemical which is also used as a sterilizing agent. Yes, next, that is beta propiolactone is also used as a new chemical for sterilization or a sterilizing agent by use of in gaseous sterilization. Next, we will see the principle of this gaseous sterilization. The few gases are highly reactive and having the biocidal activity. The few gases are highly reactive and having the biocidal activity. For example, formaldehyde and ethylene oxide, it possesses the biocidal activity. Yes, the formaldehyde and ethylene oxides, ethylene oxide, it possesses the biocidal activity. Next, it is believed that the gases kill the microorganism by the process of alkylation of sulfhydryl, then amino, hydroxyl and carboxyl group on protein and amino group on nucleic acid. Yes, what is principle? In gaseous sterilization, it kills the microorganism by the process of what? Alkylation of sulfhydryl group, then alkylation of amino group, hydroxyl group and carboxyl group on protein and amino groups on nucleic acid. Then the concentration used for gases are usually in the range of 800 to 1200 milligram per liter for formaldehyde, with operating temperature of 45 to 63 degrees Celsius and 70 to 75 degrees Celsius respectively. Yes, the concentration of gas, that is it is used usually in the range of 800 to 1200 milligram per liter for formaldehyde with operating temperature of 45 to 63 degrees Celsius and 70 to 75 degrees Celsius respectively. Next, first, that is formaldehyde. Yes, first chemical, that is formaldehyde. It is an alkylating agent In olden days, it was, as I said earlier, in olden days, the formaldehyde is very commonly used. It is an alkylating agent. In olden days, it was used in special chamber to sterilize catheters, syringe, and other thermolabile hospital equipments. Yes, it is used for sterilization of catheters, then syringes, and other thermolabile hospital equipments. Next, however, but nowadays it is used for the fumigation to empty rooms after infectious disease. Yes, but nowadays this formaldehyde is used for the fumigation of empty rooms after infectious diseases. Then formaldehyde is inferior to ethylene oxide due to the following reason. Yes, what I am saying, this formaldehyde is inferior to ethylene oxide due to the few reasons. In that first reason, first, it has weak penetration power. Second, it is difficult to maintain the high concentration in the atmosphere. Then, it requires high humidity to be an effective sterilizing agent. Then, it is radially inactivated, for example, by protein and other organic matter. Then, it is irritating to the respiratory tract. And last, that is, it is difficult to remove the absorbed gas. Yes, the formaldehyde is inferior to what? Inferior to ethylene oxide due to few reasons. First, it has weak penetration power. Second, it is difficult to maintain the high concentration in the atmosphere. Then, it requires high humidity to be an effective sterilizing agent. Next, it is radially inactivated, example by proteins and other organic matter. Then, it is irritating to the respiratory tract. Then, it is difficult to remove the absorbed gas. So, this is all about what? That is formaldehyde. Next gas, that is ethylene oxide, having the formula C2H4O, ethylene oxide. Yes, it is colorless. It is colorless gas at room temperature. It can be liquefied easily and the liquid boils approximately 10.8 degrees Celsius. Ethylene dioxide, it is colorless. It is colorless gas at room temperature and it can be liquefied easily and the liquid boils at approximately 10.8 degrees Celsius. Next, it is radially dissolved in water and organic solvents. It is radially dissolved in water and organic solvents. Then it is highly inflammable, so it is used by, yes, it is highly inflammable, so it is used by mixing ethylene oxide with some inert gas in a fixed ratio. Yes, what I am saying, it is highly inflammable, so it is used by the mixture of, or by the mixing the ethylene oxide with some inert gas in a fixed ratio. In that first, the ethylene oxide is equal to the 1 part plus carbon dioxide is equal to 9 part. Then ethylene oxide 11% weight by weight, in that trichlorofluoromethane 79% weight by weight, and difluoromethane, it is 10% weight by weight. Then ethylene oxide is equal to 12% weight by weight, in that the difluoromethane, it is 88% weight by weight, and the carbon dioxide is not so popular because it has very high vapor pressure. Yes, this carbon dioxide having very high vapor pressure. The sterilization is done in a chamber which can be heated to a desired degree of temperature. And this, the sterilization is carried out, it is done in chamber which can be heated to a desired specific degree of temperature. The material which is to be sterilized is packed in chamber and it is treated with sterilizing mixture for the stated time or a specific time. Using ethylene oxide in the absence of air, the exposure is carried out in an evacuated sterilizer at a subatmospheric pressure. and the pure ethylene oxide or a mixture containing 90% ethylene oxide and 10% carbon dioxide is used as a sterilizing agent. Yes, the pure ethylene oxide or a mixture containing 90% ethylene oxide and 10% of carbon dioxide is used as a sterilizing agent. Then ethylene oxide, it kills the microorganism by the process of alkylation of protein molecules. Yes, this ethylene oxide, it kills the microorganism by the process of or by the alkylation of proteins, by the alkylation of protein molecules. It is active against the all type of microorganism. Yes, ethylene oxide, it is active against the all type of microorganism. So this is all about what? That is ethylene oxide. Next we will see that is beta propionolactone. It is the latest sterilizing agent, as I said earlier. It is the latest sterilizing agent. It has low vapor pressure and is a liquid, and it is a liquid at room temperature. First, what I am saying, it is the latest sterilizing agent. Then second thing, it sorry, it has low vapor pressure and third, it is liquid at room temperature. Then it is non-inflammable. Then next, it has less penetration power than the ethylene oxide. So it is mainly used for sterilization of operation theaters and aseptic rooms. I am repeating. Yes, beta propionolactone, it is the latest sterilizing agent. Then second, it has low vapor pressure. Then third thing, it is liquid at room temperature. Then next, it is non-inflammable, and then it has less penetration power than the ethylene oxide. So it is mainly used for the sterilization of operation theaters and the aseptic rooms. Then it is generally used in the concentration of 2 to 4 milligram per liter of space at 25 degrees Celsius. It is used, or it is generally used in the concentration of 2 to 4 milligram per liter of space at a 25 degrees Celsius. Then we will see the factors which are influencing the efficiency of ethylene oxide. Factors influencing on the efficiency of ethylene oxide. First, that is temperature. There are few factors, that is temperature, concentration, relative humidity, power of penetration and absorption. I am repeating the factors. First, temperature, then concentration, relative humidity, power of penetration and absorption. We will see one by one. That is in that first, that is temperature. The sterilization can be done at a room temperature, but it takes a long time. So it is very effective at the temperature, that is 40 degrees Celsius. Yes, in temperature the sterilization can be done at room temperature, but it takes a long time, and it is very effective at the temperature of 40 degrees Celsius. Then concentration, it is very effective in a concentration between 200 milligram to 1 gram per liter. Yes, it is very effective in a concentration between what? That is 200 milligram to 1 gram per liter. Then next, that is relative humidity. Some moisture is necessary to sterilize the material by ethylene oxide, but the sufficient moisture is needed during the exposure to ethylene oxide in order to provide the optimum humidity in the microenvironment of the organism. And generally 40 to 50% moisture is necessary to have the maximum efficiency of ethylene oxide as a sterilizing agent. Yes, 40 to 50% moisture is necessary to have the maximum efficiency of the ethylene oxide as a sterilizing agent. Next, the power of penetration. The ethylene oxide has a high penetration power, and it can penetrate through the paper, fabrics and a number of plastic and rubbers. Yes, the ethylene oxide has a high penetration power, and it can penetrate through the paper, fabrics, and a number of plastic and rubbers. The ethylene oxide is a very superior sterilizing agent because of said factors. Then next, that is absorption. The many materials it absorbs the ethylene oxide, and so it causes the reduction of gas concentration in the chamber atmosphere. Yes, what I am saying, the many materials it absorbs the ethylene oxide, so it causes the reduction of the gas concentration in the chamber atmosphere. Then the sterilized articles cannot be used until the absorbs gas except. Then the amount and the rate of absorption, it is depend upon the, yes, the amount and the rate of absorption is depend upon the nature, thickness, and surface area of the article, and their wrapping and the size of load. The amount and the rate of absorption is depend upon what? Depend upon nature, thickness, surface area of articles, and their wrapping and the size of the load. Next, we will see the merits. It is suitable for heat sensitive substances because sterilization is effective at room temperature. Next, it is very reactive compound, but it causes damage to only a few material. It is very reactive compound, but it causes damage to only a few material. Then ethylene oxide has a good penetration power, hence it can be used to sterilize the pre-packed articles. Then this method is very reliable. And next, this method is useful for sterilization of moist sensitive substances and equipments because only a low humidity is required. I am repeating the merits. First merit, that is, it is suitable for what? It is suitable for heat sensitive substances because the sterilization is very effective at room temperature. Then it is very reactive compound, but it causes damage to only a few materials. Then ethylene oxide having a good penetration power, hence it can be used to sterilize the pre-packed articles. Then the method is very reliable. Then the method is useful for sterilization of moist sensitive substances and the equipments. Sterilization of moist sensitive substances and equipments because only a low humidity is required. Next, we will see the demerits. In that, first, this method is slow. Then the apparatus used for sterilization on large scale is very expensive. Then next demerit, the running cost is very high. Then a lot of precautions are required to be taken to use ethylene oxide because as it is highly inflammable and toxic. Then the certain toxic substances such as ethylene chlorhydrin are produced in certain materials. Yes, I am repeating the demerits. First, that is this method is very slow. Then the apparatus used for sterilization on large scale is a very expensive. Then running cost is very high. Then a lot of precautions are required to be taken to use ethylene oxide because as it is a highly inflammable and toxic. Then the certain toxic substances such as ethylene chlorhydrin are produced in a certain material. So this is all about the merits and demerits. Next, that is applications. First application, this method is useful for sterilization of thermolabile materials such as rubber and plastic. Yes, this method is used for sterilization of thermolabile materials, that is, for example, rubber and plastic. Then it is also used for sterilization of delicate instrument or the electric diagnostic instruments which are used in operation theatre. It is also used for what? Sterilization of instrument or the electric diagnostic instrument, sterilization of delicate instrument or the electric diagnostic instrument which are used in the operation theatre. Next application, the method is applicable for sterilization of powder packed in plastic or the cellophane envelope which are permeable to gases. Yes, this method is applicable for sterilization of powders packed in plastic or the cellophane envelopes which are permeable to the gases. And last application, this method is suitable for sterilization of instrument. This method is suitable for sterilization of instruments, metallic equipments, syringes and needles. So this is all about the gaseous sterilization. That is the gases and then factors and merits of this sterilization, demerits of this sterilization and the applications of this sterilization. Next part of sterilization or the next type of sterilization, that is filtration sterilization or the it is called as what? That is mechanical method of sterilization. Yes, this filtration sterilization is also called as what? That is mechanical method of sterilization. In that, membrane filter, then asbestos filter, that is seeds filter, then candle filter, then sintered glass filter and HEPA filter. This mechanical method of sterilization or the filtration sterilization we will see in next lecture. I will stop here.